Okay, I wanted to review some of the things that you learned while you were doing Unit D. And so I have put up here the items we're going to talk about. Let's do the first one. We're going to create a chart using the quick analysis tool. Okay? And so we need to highlight some stuff first. And so we're going to highlight everything from January all the way to June. Okay, we're going to highlight those things with our cursor. And notice when you do that, this little thing right down here pops down right there. And we're going to click on it, and we'll get a quick analysis toolbar. That's our quick analysis toolbar. And that's what you did is you clicked on charts, and then you picked the cluster column, but you could have picked lots of other ones. And it actually will give you a preview of what it's going to look like if you hold your mouse over the top of them. We're going to do the cluster column one. Okay? And then next on your list, we're going to talk about moving a chart, and I just did it. Moving a chart and resizing the chart, number 2, 3. Okay? So to move a chart, you just move your cursor over the top of it until it becomes the plus, the big plus with the arrows. And then I pick it up, click on it, and move it. If I want to size it and resize it, I click on these sizing handles. There's a whole bunch of them. There's one in every corner and then one on the in-betweens, just like we've done before. And you just size it. Let's make it a little taller. So I put my cursor over the top of it and then size it. All right, now let's talk about changing the data. Now if I came into my chart here and I decided that I had counted wrong and that in January she sold way more cupcakes than that. She sold 500 cupcakes. If I change that, hit enter, I want you to notice, I want you to watch the chart as I hit enter. The chart jumps. The chart is linked to the data. And so if I change the data, it changes the chart. We'll put that back to 245. All right. Let's move now to number 5, the Chart Tool Design tab. If I click here on the chart, and I'm going to click in a white space in there. So I'm going to click on that, and I want you to notice up here on your tab, you're going to get a new tab up there. When I click on it, I get a chart tool, and I have 2 features. I have a design and a format. I'm going to click on design. When I do that, I get new options here. And you're familiar with working with this quick layout. And I'm going to click there. And when I click on that and bring it down, I've got a lot of different tools here. I can run my cursor over them, and I have quite a few of them. I have different places I can put that legend. Put it on the side and so forth. So I've just talked about changing using the tool design tab. Now let's change the chart type. I don't want that cluster anymore. I want it to be something different. Quite easy and nice. I'm going to come over here to the change chart type for that. So when I pull down the change chart type, I get a whole other menu. And I can pick quite a few different ones. I could go to a line graph or a bar graph or area. I'm just going to change this so that I have some 3D clusters instead. Pick OK. Bam. Changed it quick. Looks pretty cool. So now we're going to talk about adding some titles. To add some titles, I'm going to click over here on that plus, and I'm going to get a whole bunch of menus open up. I already have a chart title right there, but I want some axis titles to go down at the bottom. So we're going to click on the plus here on the side, and I get a menu that pops up. And I want some Axis titles. It's there in green. I'm going to click on it, and when I click on it, I want you to notice that we have the titles that showed up right there at the bottom. And if I want to change the names of those, I just click inside and start typing. I will have to triple click so that I can highlight the whole thing. So watch when I triple click. I'm going to start down here. I'm going to triple click. And the whole thing gets highlighted. So then I can start typing. That axis is my x-axis down there. And it's got my months down there. And up here, I'm going to click in here to change that. Triple click will highlight it all, and then I can start typing. These are my number of items, I suppose, in each of my different categories. My chart type here, this is Catherine's Cupcakes. So I added some titles. Now down here on 8, I'm going to create a title from the Insert tab up here. And first I need to highlight. So I'm going to highlight January through June. And then I'm going to hold my Control key down because I don't want all this stuff in here. I want just the sales. So I want to highlight those two by clicking my Control button in between. Let's do that now. From January down to June, I've highlighted. And then so that I don't get this stuff in between, I'm going to hold my Control key down and then highlight this. And now I've got two sets of data that I want to create a chart. So I'm going to come up to the Insert tab up there, and I'm going to click on it. And now I have a whole chart group right in here. And I am going to go for that pie graph there. I'm going to bring that down, and I have some options here. And notice that as I hold my mouse over each of them, I get a little preview. So I'm going to go to the 3D. I'm going to move it out of the way. Just put it over the top. Let's see. Let's put it down here a little. We can also resize this little guy. He's a little big. There we go. So I created a title from the Insert tab, and notice that my design tool is open again, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about next. Number 9 down there is to talk about some different styles. And your styles, chart styles are right up here, all these different ones. Bunches of different styles up there. So we can come around and hold my cursor over, make sure I'm clicked on the chart itself, and put my mouse over it, and I get a preview every time I move my mouse over the different ones. I can look at all these different styles. Over here, I like that one, looks good. I'm going to click on it. I'm also going to come over here on my chart title, and I'm going to give it a title for here. I'm going to call it Cells. Alright, we've covered these 9 things. We've reviewed a large portion of what you learned inside this chapter. I hope this has been helpful.